Today we're going to go through my whole process of editing from start to finish, from organizing to exporting it. Before we go into that, I just want to show you what's the difference between a RAW and a JPEG. And that's crucial because I'm editing everything in RAW. So it's important to know what actually RAW does. RAW has so much more information than JPEG has. JPEG is very compressed. So I just want to show you that first. So let's go into it. Okay, let's start with this one. So in this one, you can see that the picture is completely, it's black. You have nothing here. So my question to you is, do you think we can save this? Write in the comments if you think we can save it. Have you done it? All right, let's see. So what we do, we will raise the exposure and see what happens. Crazy. We're raising it around 4.5 stops. Look how much we could get back, but you can see it's noisy. So let's go back and just get the white balance right, something like that. All right, you get the point. Before, after. Pretty impressive, right? So it means that whenever a picture is dark, for most cameras in RAW, you can save it. Next thing, we have this one. Do you think we can save this? This is the overexposed one. Have you written? All right, let's see. So this one, unfortunately, we can't do that. If we take down the exposure, I'm getting completely dark, so we are not doing that. So what we're actually gonna do, we're gonna go to the mask button here, press this one, press the background, and just see what we can do with the background. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's too clipped. You see? Just artifact. It doesn't look good. So you understand now that it doesn't work. It doesn't work with this kind of overexposure, even though if it's RAW. So that's a great thing to know. So next thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna import this. So I just wanna show you what happens if we edit the JPEG version of this. So let's open this in Photoshop, and I already have this version, which is the JPEG version, and we're gonna put it in Camera Raw. We're gonna bring it in there, and we have it here now. Let's drag exposure. Guys, this is not looking good. This is the JPEG. Can you see? It's so noisy. It's so noisy. And the reason why is a JPEG. It's compressed. It doesn't work. So let's bring down the temperature. All right. Even the colors is not looking as good. But let's just bring it in. And you see the difference between these two, right? This is the JPEG that we edited. This is the RAW. Look at that. Look at the color on this one, on the face. You see noise here. We can fix that in another program. But you see here, the noise is terrible. And look at the colors. It's not looking good. It's terrible. All right. So what did we learn? If we're gonna edit in Photoshop, we're gonna edit in RAW, right? If you're gonna do small changes to a photo a JPEG that is, the exposure is good, the color is good, you can actually edit it with the JPEG. It works fine. But this was very extreme, but I still want to show you that it's you have so much more information in RAW. All right, now let's get into the real stuff. Go to my folder, and I just mark the ones that you want. Once you've done that, you need to drag them to Photoshop, and of course you need Photoshop for this. And for those of you that don't have Photoshop for now, I think you can try it out for free for 7 days before you go with the subscription model. So I chosen the one that I want, right? This one, this 4. So what we do, we just drag them to Photoshop, and I'm using the latest Photoshop. I think it's the latest version from 2025. So we are in Photoshop. The first thing that you need to do is that you're gonna go over here. Let's make this bigger. You're gonna go over here, press this, and once we are here, we are gonna choose sRGB 16-bit channel. I know 16-bit channels is a little bit too much, but I just want to get the highest quality as possible, so I just keep it at 16 bits. That's correct. go to OK. That's done. Our setting is done. We don't need to do so much more. After that, we go here to profile. It's correct, Adobe color, but you can choose, you know, landscape, portrait. I have a friend that works always with portrait. It just gives, you know, removes a little bit of the color, so he can do whatever he wants. I like to keep it at color. It works for me. It's a really bit more vibrant. It works. And yeah, you have some options here that you can work with when it comes to profile. The next thing is the exposure, but before we go into the exposure, I actually want to go to, let's go to optics and remove chromatic aberration, user profile corrections. There, that's done. Did you see the difference? Before, after, before, after. So digital lenses has this, they need to be corrected. They have some issues with the lens. I'm not an expert in this, but I know that you have to do this to get the correct profile. There are other camera brands like Leica, the high end. They do that inside the lens itself, so you don't need that. But Sony lenses, you have to do it. So we are doing that. Once that is done, we go to the exposure. All right, let's see, what do we think? I mean, it's overexposed in the background, right? But I mean, the overall exposure looks fine. I think we can raise the shadows a little bit. You can see that it's a little bit dark here. Just raise it a little bit. So we're there, like that. I will bring the highlights down. Let's see what it will do with the windows. Just look at the windows in the background. Yeah, you can see we're taking it down. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I like what we're doing there. Yeah. So exposure, before and after. Yeah, that's a huge difference. And this is what's wonderful with RAW. You can see how much information you can take back. But here, we lost the information. It's burnt. We don't have that. I don't think it's destroying the photo. I mean, I would love if this would be as clean as this, but it's not, and it's fine. But I knew that when I took the photo. So it's just good to be aware of what's working, what's not working. So once that is done, let's crank the contrast a little bit. Just a little bit, just to pop a little bit, right? I will raise the exposure as well a little bit there, nice. Maybe the blacks, let's take it down a little bit there, push the shadows a little bit more. All right, I'm thinking that this is looking pretty good. I think it's a little bit too warm, so we bring the temperature down slightly. That's too much, maybe somewhere there, without losing the skin tones. I'm always looking for the skin tones. They are the most important part of a person whenever you take a portrait, so always be aware of that. And what else do we need to do? What I'm doing for saturation, I'm actually going to something over here. Let's see if we can find it, called calibration. It's on mine, it's very low down. And I go to the blue. And I just raise it a little bit and the image will pop a little bit. Actually, when you raise the blue, you're actually raising all the RGB, the red, green and blue. But it's the blue channel you're raising in this. As you can see, the whole saturation is coming up. I won't raise the green. Yeah, you can see it becomes too red. The red, no need for that. I think it looks pretty good with the blue around there somewhere. Yeah, the only thing that I don't like right now is that so far it's a little bit too saturated, so we can fix that. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. Another thing that I normally do, which is easy, you go to detail and I sharpen the photo. So what I do, I take the mask here, right? Hold Option on Mac computers. Just bring it somewhere to, 74, 75. we don't want to get this. Can you see? Now everything is getting sharp, even the hair. We don't want to get all the small, we just want to get like the edges of things. So somewhere around here somewhere, 76. Yeah, that's nice. Just bring the sharpening a little bit up, and the radius, I put it around 1.1, 1.2. You can see before, I don't know if you're gonna see this before and after. Yeah, you can see it. If I go here, before and after, it's a very small change. But that's the thing with whenever you're editing a photo, it's, you know, all the small things is just adding up and becomes this beautiful photo. So we have that as well. I think I'm happy with the main site over here. It's pretty good. And let's go over to masking, this part. So whenever we are here, so actually before we go into the masking part, let's say that we are happy with this, right? Normally before I just even go to the masking, because we haven't done anything with these photos, I will just copy this, Command C, mark these 3 pictures and do Command V on Mac. Yeah, this one looked pretty okay. This one, yeah, we need to raise it a little bit there. The highlights doesn't need to be that much. All right, and this, yeah, something like that. We just added the main settings. We will go into each one and change everything, but like we don't need to do all the settings on everything, like contrast and everything. So we are over here, right? So what I want to do now is that I want to go to the background, and then I just want to see if I can drag the shadows a little bit more, just like that. Yeah, I mean, I just want to bring out the highlights a little bit more. Yeah. And so what I want to do, I want her to pop. I think like everything is orange now, and if you learn a little bit about color balance, orange and teal is contrasty colors. So they work really good with each other. So what we can do is that we go to the red channel and just pull it down somewhere there. Right? So we are actually removing the red from the background, which makes it a little bit more green, bluish. And let's see what it gives. Before, after, before, after. I mean, I prefer this. I think it's a beautiful look. That's nice. Another thing that we can do now, we created the background, we go to create new mask, choose radial gradient, and you go over the eye over here, zoom in just a little bit, because the reason why is because we have too much shadow here. I just want to pull a little bit of the information. So just pull it somewhere there. Yeah, looks nice. And what else we want to do? Since we have a shadow side here, we can actually make her pop a little bit by creating a new mask. Let's go to linear gradient, bring it all over here, take the exposure down, and now we're creating some kind of contrast, right? She's popping. Like, it makes sense that this side is a little bit more dark. It's almost like there's no sun coming from here. The light is coming from here, and it makes sense because, I mean, you can see that it's really bright here. So and our flash also came from this side. So this is looking good. And let's see just before and after. Before, after. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. All right, so let's see how the photo was before. This is the raw photo, and this is after when it's edited. And another thing that we can do, let's go to the face. I hope I'm not too quick, guys. If I'm too quick, you just let me know. This is the first time I'm actually doing an editing tutorial. So let me know the pace for next times if it's too fast or too slow. let's see. So right now we're gonna select subject, right? Create new mask, subject. No, sorry, that was wrong. Create new mask, select people. We are here, choose facial skin and body skin. And then what we're gonna do, because the problem with, you know, like cameras like Sony and Canon, they can be too sharp. And like this camera, it has 61 megapixels, so you know, everything is shown on the face. So what we can do, we can go to Effects, Texture, and bring it down. Can you see what it does with the face? If you go all the way, I mean, that's too much, right? That's too much. And this is how it was from the beginning. Let's just bring it down. I mean, somewhere there. It looks realistic, right? Before, after. Yeah, I think that looks good. Perfect. I'm pretty happy with this photo. But I want to show you something else that you can do. Actually, we can do it on the next photo. So I'm happy with this. Let's go to this one. So for example, on this one, we copied all the settings that we had on this one, right? So everything is not completely right. The highlights is, yeah, we can keep it down a little bit there. She's too red in the face. It doesn't make sense at all. This is not looking good. But I kind of like the coolness in the background. Yeah, I think it looks nice. Let's see if we can bring the temperature down a little bit more. No, I think that's pretty good. So what we do directly, because I mean, I don't like how the face looks. The first thing we do, we go to the masking tool. We select the people here, person. And then we go to facial. And we can go to body as well, because it's the skin, right? So what we're gonna do now is that we're just gonna change the skin tone, the colors. And what I do, I go with the hue, just go to the orange. It was already orange, it's good, nice. We just go, take the temperature a little bit down, not too much, maybe -12. Go to the saturation, bring it down, not too much. Maybe this one we can take it up. Actually, we skip the temperature and we just bring the hue a little bit warmer, but we just bring the saturation down on the skin. All right, let's see how this looks. This is before, after, much better, right? I mean, I think this is looking much better already. We can just zoom in. Yeah, it looks good. And actually what we can do, because we already have a mask on the face, we can just work with the texture here as well. Here, yeah. And also another thing I wanted to show you, you can do that directly in Photoshop, but you can do it here as well. You can go to this button over here, it's the erase, the remove button. And you can remove stuff, like you can bring the size down, and then, for example, I don't know if Emma wants to remove this, but if she would want to remove it, we are on the remove tool right here, right? Just mark this, and just press remove. And it's using AI to remove it. Done. Right? Yeah, I think it looks good. Before, after, before, after. So, I mean, maybe this as well, we can remove that. Remove. Yeah. And the great thing is, like, maybe the small things, maybe mark this. Her skin is looking good already, so we don't have that issue. Hello. Yeah. So just remove. It's using AI, that's why it takes a while. I'm going to show you another technique you can do in Photoshop that doesn't take this long. So let's go back, and the way you're zooming in on Mac at least, it's Command or Alt, minus or plus. With plus you go in, with with minus you go out, right? And if you press space, then you can move the photo. All right, so what more do we need to do with this one? Let's go to the masking tool. Let's go to the background, and let's bring the shadows down a little bit, something like that. Yeah, not too much, because you see, I don't like what's happening here. We lost some information, so we don't want to bring the highlights down too much. It looks better like this when it's overexposed. It just looks more clean. So what I want to do, since we have some shadow on this side because the flash is coming from here, let's do the same thing as we did in the last photo. We go to the masking tool. Let's go to the linear gradient, bring this down like that, just to create some contrast and make her pop a little bit. See, like a vignette. Yeah, that's looking better. I kind of like that. Let's see, before. Let's go here. Let's go see before, after. Perfect. Then we have this photo over here. Like, one thing I noticed already from this photo is that you see that it's a little bit, you can see that the horizontal is slightly off. So what we can do, we can go here in the crop, and here in the geometry, I'm using this one. It's leveling up the horizontal. So let's see if that works better. Sometimes it doesn't do a good job. Not sure. Is this looking better? Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, guys. What do you think? Let's just keep it like this for now. We're not doing any change here. So, I mean, I think the background is a little bit too dark. So what we can do, we can go here, press the background, and the shadows, just bring it up a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Makes more sense. But other than that, I think it looks good because it's very warm in the background and she's a little bit more blue. So it works. And you can see this is the flash actually in the picture. I will show you how you can remove it. You can actually remove it inside Camera Raw, but I'm going to show you how you're going to remove it in Photoshop. So same over here. Let's just go to the select people, face, body. Let's go to the texture, bring it down a little bit, something like that. That's nice. All right. I'm just doing some basic settings now. I'm not going very deep into the photos that I normally do, but I just want to show you like the basic settings so you can just get started. All right, I think that looks good. And on this one, I think it looks a little bit too on the purple side. So we're just gonna go to the tint, make it a little bit more, not so much, just a little bit. And temperature, make it a little bit more warm, right? And you can see the flash is there. And let's see if Photoshop can do some magic with removing it. Horizon, I think it looks a little bit off. So let's see if we can do some magic here. Yeah, that looks nicer. This is before, after, nice. So let's just keep that. Let's see the horizon on this one. Let's see if it does some magic for us. Yeah, that's better. Before, after. Let's see on this one if it does some magic. I prefer this. So sometimes it doesn't do a good job. Let's see here again. No, I don't like that. We have to do it manually. This looks good. All right, so once we are happy with Camera Raw, let's say, on this photo I haven't done the skin. I'm going to show you how you can do that in another program that I'm using, which is called Luminar AI. And yeah, let's go into it. So what you do before you go into the to Photoshop, you need to mark all the photos. Otherwise, if you just mark one, only this one will go to Photoshop. And just know this, let's say that you're happy with the photos like this, right? You can actually export them right now. You don't need to go to Photoshop. You can go here on this thing over here, Save Options. destination, save in a new location maybe. I don't know, maybe desktop. Select. And then here you can choose how big you want the files to be. And if you want to do them to JPEG, so it's a JPEG. Limit the file size to, I mean, here we can just take maximum. We just want the highest quality. And we can, you know, resolution, we want it to be 300. And you can save them. So now you have 4 high resolution files that are saved to your desktop. Let's see if they are there in the desktop. Yeah, they're here. We can open them up. Here you go. But we are not done with these photos yet, right? So what we do, we are going into Photoshop. So as I said, mark the photos, press open, not done. Because if you press done, it will just save the raw information and it will just, you have to open everything again. So press open to come to Photoshop. Open. All right, so we are here. So let's see if we can start doing the magic right away. And what I'm seeing right now, I just want to remove this flash, of course. It doesn't look good, right? So what we do, we have the background, we create a new layer. Actually, we don't need to create a new layer. Let's remove that. Go to the lasso tool here, press lasso tool, zoom in a little bit, Command plus, keep the space bar, move the picture and just go around a little bit. It doesn't need to be perfectly inside there, just a little bit around it's sometimes better. Press generative fill and then you don't write anything, just press generate and AI will do its magic. Normally it just understands what to do, so let's see what it can do. Oh my God. Oh my God. Before, after. Seriously. Guys. Is this a joke? This is just crazy. And it gives you 3 versions. Like, I don't know which one is better. I think all looks good. I mean, you cannot notice. I mean, just amazing. Let's say that this car, we don't like this, right? We can remove that as well. So it created a layer here. So this is non-destructive, which is so cool. And non-destructive means that it creates a layer. It doesn't get baked in this one. It creates a new layer. So we can off and on it as we wish. So let's on it and let's bring this up. Let's do another one with this car. See what happens. Generate. Yeah, pretty good. I prefer this, how this looks. Just go over here. Just remove this up. Sorry guys, it should be big like that. Let's make the picture a little bit bigger for you. And let's see how this looks. Before, oh my God. I mean, it's just looking amazing. So once that is done, what I do, I mark all the photos, Shift, right? Then I press Shift, Command, Option, E. This is on Mac, I don't know how it works on Windows. Create another layer, and on this layer we just write skin retouch, just so we know what we are doing. Then we go over here to the remove tool, press this one. Make sure that generator AF is off, because if it's on, it just takes so long. You need whenever you're going to have it on is when you're doing very different tasks, very difficult tasks. But you're not doing that in this video. It's just very simple things like removing this kind of stuff. So you just do like that. It's very fast. And let's say that we want to remove this. And her skin already looks amazing, so we don't have much to do over here. Maybe some of this hair we want to remove. Something like that. Like that. It just does an amazing job. Very simple. Yeah. Remove this. When I'm happy with that, I will press Alt or Command J, and we rename this to Luminar AI. This is a program that I am using that I love, because whenever I'm working with clients, I'm working with many photos, and it's just so much easier to work with this program. Otherwise, I have to do everything manually, and that's the wonderful thing with AI, that, you know, some of the things that are very repetitive, you don't have to do it all from the start, from the back. And it has a few features that I like, that I'm using. One is the enhance tool. So it's an AI enhance. It just by itself, by moving this, it understands what needs to get enhanced in the photo. Sometimes it does a good job, sometimes not. I kind of like that it's raising the exposure in the background a little bit, like that. See, before, after. And you get a little bit more contrast as well. I like that. Then on the light button, it has something called smart contrast. And I'm using this just to get a little bit more, not so much, yeah. So just now, this is before, after. It just gives a little bit of the punch. Then I go to the skin. The skin part, I mean, you can do it in Photoshop as I showed you before, but I kind of like what it does in this program. I just raise the amount over here. And also it has something called shine removal. And I just go to all the way over there. This is before, after. It's very smooth. I kind of like it, just a very subtle change. And we want the eyes to pop as well. So what we do is that we go over here on the face button and go to the eyes, and we just enhance the eyes. Not too much, just a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. And go back, and that's it. So this is before, this is before, after. Just a little bit of the pop. And going back to Photoshop. And whenever I'm happy with the photos, how would I export them professionally to a client? First of all, if you want to go back and the client want to change anything, you want a Photoshop file. So what you do, you just go to save as. I have something called edited photos. Emma, you create a map that is written specifically edited photos Emma, just to keep yourself organized. Format, keep it as a Photoshop. Save. Press OK. This normally takes a while. And the Photoshop files can be almost like 1 gigabyte. And the reason I think is because it's 16-bit and it has a lot of layers. The more layers, the bigger files. So yeah, the files here are huge. So let's take a sip of coffee while it's saving. Okay, it's done. Now we can save it again. I'm just using Option Command S and I go directly here. Now we will save it as high res. High res, go to JPEG, and then we save it here. Quality 12, highest. We just want to give the client the highest resolution file. And then the second file that we're going to give the client is a web version. And what I do is the Option Command Alt I, and we'll come to the image size. And here the width I choose 2048 if it's horizontal. If it's vertical, you choose 2048 in the height. Right? Keep the resolution at 300, press OK, and now we save it. And when we save it, we call it web, keep it at edited photos Emma map, JPEG, and we save it as quality 8 this time to make it smaller. like that. And now let's just see our file, edit the photos Emma, and here we have the files, as you can see. And I mean, this web file is 400 kilobytes, the high-res is 27. So those two is more than enough to give to the client. For the high-res file, the client can use to print, and the web file the client can use for social media, for web, and this kind of stuff. So all right, that's done. I mean, this is the basics of editing. I hope you learned something. And I would love to know how you're editing your photos. Do you have any tips and tricks that you can share? Please leave a comment down below if you have anything. Yeah, thank you. See you in the next one. Bye.